So we flatten the big blind, and under the gun checks big blind button bets 2/3, 3/4. I think most of us would intuitively call in game once, like, you have top here. But obviously, I've been doing a lot of multi-way studying, so I know it's a fold. And you'll be surprised how much ace-x, let's scale it a bit like this, you're supposed to fold here. You see like these lower aces already folding, ace-5 off is folding. Yeah, it's absolutely insane if we look at the kind of hands we're already folding here, right? And this is what most people don't understand. They assume, oh, we make a top here, we have to call once. And if we go into the strategy and look into our opponent's betting range here, you can see that he's supposed to have a lot of very unnatural bluffs, right? Like king 6, 7-5, which I don't think people are going to find here, right? A little bit of pocket 4s, pocket 3s. So obviously the big sizing isn't happening that much, but when it happens, it's supposed to be hands. If someone wants to take a stab and just fold out hands, they just naturally bet a third or bet a quarter, right? Even for the 1/3, you find a lot of hands that I think are not very realistic. And by the way, it's going to be the same when under the gun bets big sizing. It's going to be a lot of hands that are king 7s and king 8s and these kind of hands here. But we still have a player behind, right? So when I think a lot of you guys might have a very bad feeling here already, and I think your gut is more often right than you think. So it's totally fine here to let this one go and just fold, and we can practice a couple more other hands. I think, wow, even jack 8, very, very interesting. And this is also something that is super important to understand in poker is you see that, for example, 8-3 suited here is better than calling jack 8, right? Because the jack, the 10-9 improves, the ace jack improves. So we see here the calling point is around 1 BB. And let's have a look at queen 8. It's actually less than EV, right? Because very often if he has ace queen, we improve to queen 8, boom, we lose the entire stack. But if we have 8-3 suited, and we hit the 3, we're going to be stacking ace king, ace queen. So that is reflected here in DV. Ace 9, we actually have a little bit of leading. Yeah, no, it's just, yeah, also fold. And you see here, obviously here continuing with something like queen 5 on hearts would be completely torching. But you also see jack 9. You even see queen 9 is basically break even. Actually losing with when you don't have the backdoor flush draw. I mean, overall, all of the queen 9 suited in all of their suits going to be break even, because some of them are going to be plus EV if you're the backdoor flush draw, and if you don't have it, it's minus EV. Right? Jack 9. I think some of you, yeah, we have a pair, straight draw, right? Because if you have jack 9, there is someone gonna have a king here, like ace king, bluffing with a king. You might already be drawing that. So your jack 9 isn't looking that great. Did I now? No, I did not. So let's have a look into against one bet. Obviously ace 2 is a fold, but you even see here, one big bet, fold. We fold every single queen. And especially these Broadway or ace high middling boards, we covered 2 different boards now. How much you have learned, how many leaks we have fixed in just a few minutes. And flop is so important because that's where most of the mistakes happen. If you remove those, you're going to be fine on turn and rivers because your range is going to be strong. It's going to be so much easier to play. 80-90% of your win rate comes from your flop strategy. Even jack 9 is very close here. Actually, again, jack 9, you might think jack 9 in clubs is an easy call. No, look at that. It's losing against a sophisticated cutoff GTO strategy. Let's have a look. What is cutoff supposed to do here? This is button, this is cutoff. Again, the dark red is the big sizing. Obviously the king highs. Again, like, it makes no sense. right? Like people bet a third with the king 8 off, or they check it, or a king 6, or an ace 4, or ace 3. And you see there isn't even a lot of ace king in the big sizing. There isn't even a lot of king queen or queens or jacks, not even like any jacks at all. You can be sure that if people have big sizings here, it's going to be those value hands and less of these bluffs. We have had multiple study streams, and I was telling you now for the past months, guys, I'm focusing on multi-way, and I'm having so much more deep runs because I for sure save so many stacks in these multi-way scenarios, saving those 5 big blinds here, 7 big blinds there, and then he bets half pot turn and you call again, and then suddenly you lost 15 big blinds.